think the great news is that there's a surge of enthusiasm about incorporating AI into day-to-day workflows, particularly in the manufacturing space. When it comes to the trades, as I said before, we have a huge shortage of workers. I think we're something like 300,000 welders short in the maritime industrial base. 300,000, like that's a massive amount. That's twice as big as the Marine Corps. So we need to recruit more kids to go into the trades. So again, if you are willing to work hard and learn new skills, then I think the world is your oyster. And to the point you made, Jordan, yeah, the work could be as hard, if not harder, but it's going to be more meaningful, more rewarding intellectually and ultimately financially, allowing people to provide for their family, which matters a great deal. I further say that, AI is becoming a selling point for manufacturers looking to recruit students into the workforce. I actually think like the next generation is going to discover use cases for AI in traditional industry that we can't even imagine right now. I even started to see it like, in the district I represented, it's a huge dairy district, right? There are some counties where there are more cows than human beings. I think like your traditional conception of the dairy industry is like, well, okay, a mom and pop dairy, 50 cows, like, a lot of manual labor. Like, well, actually you go on some of these farms and you start to discover it's highly automated. It's highly technologically advanced. I mean, there's like robotic milking, there's drones that they use to like test the soil. If you're a conservationist, there's all sorts of ways you can use digesters and dewatering to, deal with nutrients that come from cows and things like that. So it actually ends up being a pretty technologically advanced industry. Even, milking cows can be exciting for the next generation. So I don't know. This is why I'm an optimist. I guess the other reason I'm an optimist is, well, two other reasons. One, working at Palantir, as maybe you and I are the only liberal arts majors at this company, you're surrounded by these geniuses from all over the country, super young, and like it keeps me on my toes every single day. I think, I was one of the youngest members of Congress when I got elected. So like I kind of thought I was smart relative to my old peers. Now I just have to like keep up every day, and to see the problems that are being solved by our engineers, not by them on their own, by the way, but working in partnership with customers in the manufacturing space. I mean, it's like magic when you see it happen. Like when you pair a 22-year-old genius computer science major from Stanford with like a third generation shipbuilder in Northeast Wisconsin with all the tribal knowledge, like it is like lightning in a bottle. That makes me an optimist. And final thing I'd say at the risk of being corny is like, America has demonstrated a remarkable capacity for course correction, for reinvention, for innovation. So as much as I spent the last, near decade in Congress warning about the China threat, I still would bet on America 10 times out of 10. I think we have all the advantages and we have a righteous cause. I mean, we're the good guys and we're facing off against the bad guys. And I think, you're seeing a wave of companies which previously wouldn't be willing to work with the government and the Defense Department because they had some moral equivalence after Palantir rushed into the breach and said, we are unabashedly want to help the American warfighter. We're seeing a sea change in that department. And the more we have America's best and brightest who would otherwise be optimizing algorithms for like, social media, applying their talents to national security, the more optimistic I become.